Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda Dittlinger and I am a neurodivergent woman. So on this channel I talk about aphantasia, a rare memory disorder called SDAM, and my recent autism and ADHD diagnoses. So in this video I just kind of want to get everyone caught up. It's been just about a week since I got my official diagnosis with autism and ADHD. And I've kind of spent this last week just reflecting, like, what does that mean? And kind of like, where does autism show up in my life? Obviously, I've been autistic my entire life without realizing it at all. But now that I have an autistic diagnosis, it's like I see it just showing up so many places. I've definitely gone through a lot of different headspaces. One of the very first reactions that I had when I found out that I am in fact autistic was to go back to all my failed friendships and like connect with those people and say, I was autistic. Because it has been a lifelong pattern for me that I am fairly good at making friends. I've always felt like I can make friends pretty easily, but I've had a hard time in my entire life maintaining and keeping friends. So as I've gotten older, even without the autistic diagnosis, I have gotten better at choosing the kinds of friends in my life that accept me for who I am with my quirks, which, you know, those quirks have turned out to be autism. But before I knew that it was autism, it was just Amanda's personality quirks. So yeah, one of the very first things I was like, I wanted to be able to reach out to all the friends and be like, autism. And I posted on one of the autism Facebook groups that I'm on, and I was like, hey, who else has this experience that as soon as you find out that you have autism, have you ever wanted to connect with old friends and kind of like explain yourself in a way, right? And I'm not going to do that, I don't think. I did with one friend. I have very, very close friend who was a friend for many, many, many years, and our friendship kind of fizzled out. And as it was kind of dying, I had the experience of just being, again, frustrated with not feeling like I was communicating well with her. And because she was such a long friend, I did reach out to her and tell her about my diagnosis. I didn't expect anything to come from it. I don't know, I just had this need, like I felt like I wanted to, and so I did. That's probably the ADHD side of myself. The autistic side loves planning, and the ADHD side, it can be very spontaneous and just kind of go with the gut. And her response basically was, you know, hey, I'm glad you got a diagnosis if you find that helps you. I mean, it was like, that was it, which is, it's fine. And then, yes, okay. So, but there's a lot of friends that I would like to kind of go back and be like, I'm autistic, but I don't think it would get anywhere. I don't think it would help anything. So I'm just kind of sitting with that kind of desire and just like reliving. And again, I also, like I said, have a rare memory disorder. So this can make things a little bit even more frustrating for myself, because when a friendship ends, because of my memory disorder, I often forget the details of what happened at the end of the friendship. Like, I remember that I was friends with that person, but I don't remember if we, like, what had the falling out that ended the friendship. I've been ghosted a lot of times in my life. And again, I think because people didn't know how to deal with my autistic tendency to just like get really passionate and just like into the friendship. I think a lot of times I become much more attached than the other person. And that's a common autistic trait. A lot of people with autism have a hard time balancing out and seeing levels of friendship and matching the energy of a friendship. I've heard a lot of autistic people, when they become friends with someone, they're all in. And that is my experience. When I friend you, whether you like it or not, you're mine. And that kind of sounds weird and creepy, but I'm very, very, very loyal. And I don't see that as a bad thing. It does mean I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I have been hurt over and over and over. Okay, so, but I'm trying to make this video about, who knew it was going to be about friends? No, that was just one of my biggest, like, things about finding out my diagnosis, is because that has been one of my lifelong struggles that I personally have dealt with autism. I know a lot of people have different things. Another one of my big life struggles is just anxiety over new things. And what I mean by, like, anytime I have to go somewhere brand new for the first time, or do something that is a new experience, and whether it's small or big, that can cause me a lot of anxiety. So kind of like, as best as my memory will allow, kind of relive some of those experiences. Today, for instance, I had to take Milo to the groomer for the first time. We have a pug that I have never really had to take to a groomer. So I was in Petco just a little while ago, and it's this weird duality, because it's like I'm in the moment, but I'm also like, now I'm seeing why my anxiety is there is because of autism. So I walk in, there's dogs barking, which sets off my sensory, and my anxiety starts going up because of sensory overload, the bright lights. There was 2 employees talking to me. There was 2 people with their dogs behind me getting ready to check in. They were impatient because I was taking so long, or at least that's how it felt like to me. I was asking all these questions. Milo has sap on him, so I was trying to understand, like, are you going to be able to get the sap out? They're trying to upcharge me. I'm trying to understand the different packages that they're sending at me. And it was just like, about to have autistic meltdown, because so much stimulation all at once. And then, of course, my dog, well, my son's dog, he's nervous because now I'm nervous, and he's service dog in training. So he is going to be trained to deal with this exact anxiety situation, but he's still a brand new puppy. Like, we're at the very beginning of the training, and he's not my service dog. He's going to be my son's service dog. So now experiencing that and knowing I'm autistic at the same time put a whole nother, like, brain thing on it. It's like experiencing it and then also experiencing it as an outside. Oh my gosh, it was very weird, very meta, I guess. And in those kinds of situations, sometimes it might be helpful to be able to tell the person, like, hey, I'm autistic. I need you to explain these packages a little bit slower. Today, I didn't feel like it was necessary to do that, but that's what I think having a diagnosis can do to help an adult, is kind of just give a quick tool to explain to somebody why you apparently are having a freak out at the groomers, when it should be, or for a lot of people, there's no shoulds in life, but for a lot of people, taking a dog to the groomer is like literally no big deal. So those are kinds of things that for autistic people very much, well, can be a big deal. And that's what I would like to be able to explain to neurotypical people watching these videos. Certain things that can just be so mundane in your experience can be a huge deal to an autistic person. And yes, I can get through it. That's the thing. I've been doing these kinds of things my entire life and getting through them, and then it's fine. But it takes a lot of mental energy by the end of the day. So yesterday I had a therapy appointment, and I spent the entire therapy appointment circling back to my friends. Okay, again, ADHD, I kind of like, have a topic and then I branch off and have tangents. So I hope you enjoy that. Hope you can follow along. But yes, I just wanted to spend my entire therapy session yesterday breaking down old friendships. And it was very helpful because it just helped me kind of understand like what might be a course of a normal friendship, what might have been like an autistic thing. My therapist is just so sweet and so validating, and just helps me kind of learn all this about myself. When I started seeing her, neither one of us realized that I was autistic. I was an excellent masker, but she's kind of learning along with me, and it's been a very rewarding experience. She's also the first therapist that I have had. Okay, so that's just my kind of update where I am with my diagnosis. It's 1 week in. I'm still learning a lot. I'm still seeing where ADHD is showing up in my life. Like the tangents. Oh my gosh, I am the queen of tangent talking. And hopefully most of the time I circle back, but sometimes I may forget. And definitely, if I mention something and then forget to circle back, leave a comment down below because I will continue the conversation down in the comments. I love chatting with anybody who leaves comments down below. So please do, as long as you're respectful, then I love dialoguing with you. And make sure you hit subscribe so that you can keep learning about all the neurodivergent stuff, because I love researching it and breaking it down and bringing it to you and your family members and friends that you would like to share these videos with that may help explain your experience too. And until the next one, bye.